Welcome to the Small Initiative Network. You are watching the Fables of Gahlia, one of our 2 homebrew D&D campaigns. So welcome. Before we jump into tonight's chaos, let's get through some announcements. Paul, you're kicking us off this week.
Straight from the halls of Valhalla comes our first sponsor, Norse Foundry. Artisan dice and gaming accessories, crafted from the finest metals and gemstones from the dwarves themselves. With Norse Foundry, even your natural ones will be beautiful. Check them out at norsefoundry.com and use the code SWOLE to save 10%.
Also,
Awesome.
check out our friends over at Nine Realms Gaming. They hand make their products from natural woods to create quality and affordable gaming accessories for all. You can use the code SWOLE10 and get 10% off of your next purchase at ninerealmsgaming.com. Like this beautiful little tower, we're going to roll it. A nat 20. I usually get a nat 1 when I do this. It's one or the other, guys.
There you go. You burnt it.
It always has to balance. Yeah. I just wasted a nat 20. That's okay. Anyways, so make sure you check out ninerealmsgaming.com and you can see the beautiful screen over there in Jay's little box, our DM screen that is completely custom made from Nine Realms Gaming. Aren't they amazing? Yeah, I think so too.
They are.
Yeah, Swole 10 gets you 10% off, even on custom purchases. I'm done.
All right. And we'd like to give a special thank you to our next sponsor of the evening, Griffin Co. Everything you see that is 3D printed on our shows is from Griffin Co. Excuse me. Use the promo code SWOLE22 for 22% off of your order at griffinco.com.
No. Sorry, I'm gonna no. Roll for initiative before jumping into the mosh pit with Dice and Devil Horns. Visit diceanddevilhorns.com for heavy metal, tabletop, gaming merch, mugs, and more. Use code SWOLE at checkout for 10% off your order, and be sure to follow them on Instagram for those sweet memes. That's Dice, the letter N, devilhorns.com, and rock before you roll.
Voice.
I think I have a future as like a radio announcer for monster truck rallies. You guys.
Obviously.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yes. We are also we would love if you were to hit the subscribe button. Obviously that helps give us some extra funds to do some extra cool stuff. We already have several things planned in the pipeline, and now something else too, so we're just trying to cram the funnel full of shit, and basically stuff will come out the other end eventually. But your support is definitely appreciated. If you do not have the funds for it, then you can hashtag make Bezos pay for it and Prime subscribe, although you do need to resubscribe each month. That does not auto renew. Or if you're feeling generous, you can always gift a sub and send someone else some extra stuff. We are working on some non-game breaky perks for you guys, as well as some like sub only giveaways and things like that that'll be a little bit nicer. So stay tuned for that. And if you are already subscribed, or you can't, or anything, hey, thank you for being here. That's the most important thing out of all of this, is that you're here watching. So thank you so much. But if you could just roll that cursor all the way over to the little heart and just give us a little boop and follow us. That would be awesome, because that means a lot for our brand new channel, building it up from where we are. I think that's it. Diane, did you have anything?
I don't think so.
All right. Then I guess let's open the next chapter of the Fables of Gahlia. And welcome back. So, last time we had a little mini adventure with two of the party being struck down with a local cursed, diseased land where the party had opted to try and help by befriending a small boy called Dirk, who introduced you to his village in order for you to potentially help them out. You accepted, and so staked out what was potentially going to be one of the next victims of the disease leaving and walking away as they were disappearing. Following them, or just before you started to follow them, both Adeline and Lost were stricken by hard fevers as you guys woke up ready to go. So leaving them with Valen, the rest of the party followed on and came upon what was zombies, potentially the previous victims of the disease. After doing battle with some of those, the real culprit came into play, which was the large frog demon, which felled Lily, and zombies took out Kaya. And you guys eventually took down the frog, and life started to be breathed back into the forest area. I will say, Kaya, you, after coming to, will have felt that familiar warmth that you feel from when Rose heals you, that sort of golden wash over you, and as you open your eyes and everything is a little blurry, you look over and a figure of Rose is floating above the ground with these ethereal golden wings either side of her. Golden aura all around her as you kind of close your eyes and rub them a little bit, and the wings are gone as you stand up.
What? Rose?
Yes, Kaya.
How are you? You're flying.
Oh no, I'm on the ground. I'm standing just fine, thank you.
Oh,
Lily,
I thought you were flying.
Not right now. Lily, are you okay?
Yeah. I almost did it again.
I know. I don't know what came over me. I could just feel the power of Eastus. It was like a waterfall. She wasn't gonna let you go. She used me to save you.
If I could cry right now, I would.
It's okay, I'm crying enough for the both of us.
You're really beautiful.
If only I was as beautiful as you.
I was
Can you walk?
inside another creature.
You were? You were inside another creature. You weren't conscious, thankfully, so you shouldn't have any memories of that.
The creature was spitting out dead things.
It was.
Technically,
Zombies.
That never stopped.
Actually, you're right.
Luckily, I'm not a zombie, though.
Yeah.
I don't think so, at least. I have
Eye
no
to the grave.
desire to eat anyone.
I would definitely use Eyes of the Grave on you immediately.
Okay.
But I know I can feel your power, so I would be completely useless, but I would do it anyway.
Okay, so as that golden aura kind of pushes out from your center, you watch as it waves over Lily, and where you don't get the sense of undead or anything untoward, what you do see is that familiar jagged line below her sternum with golden twine holding it together.
No, you're the same old Lily. And I would look around just to make sure there were no other gold things around us.
No, at this moment, nothing is returning back.
Can you walk?
Me?
Yeah, are you able to get up?
I can walk just as fine as I usually are. A
Okay.
little stiff, but I think I can manage.
Okay.
Is Kaya
And I-
okay? And I'll look at Kaya and see if he's...
He is alive.
I'm just getting up, and I had one job. I was just supposed to stay alive, and I got knocked on my butt. But I think I'm gonna be all right.
You are alive.
Yep. Thanks to you.
Thanks to fate.
Fate works through you, so you're pretty amazing.
Well, thank you.
I'm gonna spend a second just to catch my breath, though, and I'm gonna do a second wind, get a few hit points back.
I'm also very tired. I both physically and magically spent at this point. It would be very smart of us to get to a place where we can rest again. Because if we were attacked again, I wouldn't be able to take care of everyone.
Well, we should probably go back to the cabin and check on Lost and Adeline. And maybe the curse is broken. If that frog was what was causing it.
Oh yes, hopefully. Because I would not be able to heal them anymore tonight. Are you well enough to return, Kaya?
Yeah, I'm okay now.
Well,
Are
I
you
think
okay?
We should go.
Okay.
So you leaving this area, heading back? Yep, great. So you guys already know the direction. It's not a great distance that you're traveling in. So eventually you guys kind of come to the outskirts of Fenrir, which is the village. And you guys kind of just about see the crest of the sun starting to appear in the distance as you realize that it is very early morning at this point. You guys can hear some of the like animal sounds from the farming lands nearby and things, and there's kind of the starting a stirring of some of the early workers getting up to work the land, and you come upon the central hub that is Valen's hut, so to say, hut-shaped house with the central stone chimney coming out of the top. And as you enter into it, Valen is there kind of with rags and water and things, like tending to Adeline and Lost, who are starting to come out of whatever affliction was affecting them. And so they're still coughing slightly, but getting better, and you can see that they're not sweating anymore and they're not breathing as heavily. Valen turns to you and says, "Did you do it?"
I think we did.
I mean, you must have. Your friends are looking a lot better.
I don't think anything can be done for the ones you've lost, but I don't believe that you'll lose any more.
Well, what if maybe we, after we rest, maybe we can go through that shadow?
I think they were eaten by the frog and spat out as zombies.
Oh,
I think it was all to do with the demon.
okay.
There was a curse.
Oh. Sounds like you've had quite the time.
I'm happy to see you're doing better.
I'm happy to see you back. Gosh, you look rough yourselves, though.
It was not easy. And
Yes, I almost died for the very first time.
yes,
Strange way of saying that, but
Lost starts to stir up. He kind of like sits up in bed, and I imagine he had a fever, so he's like down to his loincloth or something, they're trying to cool him off. So he wakes up and he's like, dreams. I felt myself burning, my body and skin burning with a passion. He looks at himself and he's like in his loincloth, and he looks over at Adeline and he's like, did we?
no.
Adeline turns so red and just like is not.
Lost, you were very sick. You should put clothes back on.
Why am I naked?
There was a
I've been asking myself that same question.
I didn't do any. I didn't do now. I was helping. Like that was all you, Adeline.
What?
Oh, it's fine.
Something happened.
You were taking care of them and healing them the best you know. It's fine.
Once you started, I couldn't stop you. I was helping Lost over here.
You were helping me as well?
No, I was tending to your fever.
I'm tired.
Oh.
And I'll just kind of go lay down.
Your friends are the most chaotic, sick people to look after.
Are you talking to me?
Any of you, just listen to me.
Well, I've never seen them sick before, so you got more information about it than I do.
They're chaotic when they're well as well, so I can imagine.
My advice is to keep them well. For all of your sakes.
Right. Typically, I do a pretty good job of that.
So, the curse, it's over.
Seems that way.
Thank you. Doesn't really seem like enough when I say it out loud, but thank you.
That's all you don't even owe us that.
We were obviously brought here for a reason, and this was it.
And he stands and goes to a very small table, which Rose, you would liken to a kind of altar.
Mm-hmm.
And he kneels down at it and just kind of looks at it for a couple of minutes as you guys are getting in and putting all your gear down. And after you've settled in a little bit, he stands up and comes back and says, I do believe that you were sent here with a purpose. To be deemed worthy.
Yes. To cross the bridge.
And he looks dead into the group's eyes and says, the cubs may only pass because the wolf watches us all. And he says, I think you know what to do.
Yeah, there's nothing about a cow and a moon in that.
Nothing about a cow and a moon, no.
Well, thank you very much.
You are welcome to stay as long as you want. Rest up.
Yes.
I will.
We'll eat well this morning.
Yeah, I'm really kind of hungry.
But I will leave you to decompress. I'll take a walk around village.
Lost, get your clothes on, dude.
Lost sits up and he says, there's a process to the beginning of my day. Galen, be a good man and get me a drink. And he leans back.
He puts his boot on top of your bottle and just rolls it. Hits your leg.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He takes the bottle and he kind of bites off the cap and chug, and rinses his mouth, gargles, and swallows.
I'll be back before long. And heads out the door.
Do I know what he meant by his statement? Like, specifically?
Well, Kaya had suggested that it was
A call and answer?
The Cubs may only pass was a question and answer password.
Mm-hmm.
Which Valen had hinted to him being right.
Okay. Do I know anything further than that? Like, about the statement?
No.
Okay, so I don't know anything about the city that we're going to.
I mean, other than what Valen's told you.
Okay.
About them. He did give you that Fenrir was a god.
Mm-hmm.
And that the chieftain was the one who came and slayed the hag.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was everything that he divulged to you. So.
Okay. Okie doke. I don't think I want to do anything but rest right now, so I'm gonna just lay down and I just kind of like curl up into a ball on the floor or mat or whatever. Good night. I'm just trying to fall asleep.
Adeline will take one of her probably copious blankets and put it over Rose, and then kind of, You all look like you could use some rest.
I'll just sit down next to my sister.
I just sit down in a chair, lean up against the wall.
Because we got our full long rest before we went out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like there might be a place to bathe anywhere in here, or
Bathe? No.
no?
Luxury.
No.
Lake
So this is
River.
kind of like it's like a donut-shaped room, right? With the fire pit in the center.
Yeah.
The brick fire pit that kind of leads up to a brick chimney.
Got it.
But other than that, everything is very rudimentary.
I don't remember passing any rivers or lakes or anything nearby. Ponds, lagoons. No.
Well, we did have
There's
like
a
that
river.
2-episode thing by the river.
Yeah.
The river's
Uh,
not far.
River's not far. Oh, okay. How
But
far?
it's like a
How
30-minute.
far? Oh, maybe you guys made it there in about 10 minutes. So, I mean, if you wanted to take some time while the others are resting, head out to the river and do your thing, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I've been sweating in a fever for the past few days. I think I will go for a bath in the river.
Got it.
What's the weather outside? What is it like?
It's very sunny, very nice day, cloudless. Not like a hot sun, but the air is nice and warm, even like at this early part of the day.
Oh yeah, the Lastoratko just gets up and walks right out with his loincloth.
I rolled a natural
Just-
20, so
He just walks right out. So you see his body's all. He's got tattoos and it looks like decorative scars all across his back and chest and arms. And yeah, he doesn't even bother to get dressed. He just starts walking towards the river. Yeah,
Got
with
it.
his bottle. That's all.
So Lost takes off through the village and out towards the river.
Adeline will kind of mutter, I've seen entirely too much of him lately, and then prestidigitation herself to clean herself off. And
Well, I didn't know they
Wow.
could do that.
All
Lost
right.
has to do it the hard way.
Cool. I like that you let him leave before doing that. Adeline, while the others are resting, was there anything you wanted to do in this time?
I think she'll take some time to write down the notes of like the symptoms of what she was feeling, and kind of notes on the kind of her recollections of the past little bit. I think that's pretty much it. I doubt there would be anything for her to research in the text she has with her as far as like maladies or that kind of thing, and like if this was larger than, I mean, it sounds like they solved it though, so
Did you want to look up like in one of your books as to what may have caused it? Like, what kind of research did you want to do?
Yeah, just as far as like, or something alchemical, maybe to prevent it and treat it in the future. Like,
Ooh, okay. Are you proficient in medicine?
ooh, medicine, that's so specific. I'm not proficient in it, no.
Are you proficient in arcana?
Very much so.
Okay. You can make an arcana check.
Okay. $24.
24. Okay. Yeah, after reading through what books you have on you, which are very limited, you didn't travel with the library. So from things that you pick up around curses, it doesn't really seem like there's a compound or anything that will prevent a curse, more so than there are ways to cure said curse, either by getting rid of the root of the curse, or things like what's the word, like a restoration spell, that kind of divine magic.
Okay. I think that's probably...
Cool. So are you guys trying to long rest right now?
I'm not.
I'm not.
I just
I
need
just
4
need
hours.
a short rest.
I
You
just
just-
need 4 hours.
Okay.
I'm useless.
Uh,
I'm useless. I have less than half of my hit points and 0 spell slots.
Yeah, I would say you only really get a short rest at this point because you just took a long rest.
Well, then I cannot do anything. I'm just trying to get 4 hours of rest.
I'm just saying rules. Rules wise, you can't just long rest whenever you want.
Okay.
We'll take
So-
care of you. You took care of us.
Well, I didn't do anything in the battles.
Okay, I was gonna say,
better
better
not
not get hurt.
While my sister takes a short rest, I want to do Tales from Beyond.
Ooh.
So I want to pull out my spirit board, call out to any spirits that are present, to just chat with me.
Okay. So, as you pull out your Ouija board and start to search for the presence of any spirits, a minute goes by and you get that feeling on the back of your neck where the hairs just start to stand up on the back, and that makes you tilt your head up, and there is the spirit of a male and a female, adult, human, wearing similar garb, tunics with simple belts, and I remembered the word Osberg boots. I couldn't remember that word last week for the life of me. Osberg. And they are sat over Dirk's bedroll, and the female spirit is kind of leaned in as the male spirit has his hand over her shoulders and is kind of stroking the hair on top as she nuzzles into his chest. And they notice you and look up and smile.
And I'll pull a smile across my face the best I can and just wave slightly.
He waves back. You see that her gaze is more concerned with Dirk while he's sleeping.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to disturb them. I'm just going to nod my head to the father, knowing that that's his parents, Dirk's parents, and just let them have their moment.
What you do see is he brings up his other arm that isn't cradling his wife, brings up his hand to his lips, just as a shh. But he leans forward and mouths the words, "Thank you."
And I just nod.
And as you sit on the other side of the fire pit, one of the logs in the fire like spits in the flame, and it brings your eyes to the log, and as you look back, they're gone.
All right. So I guess I'll just hold on to that, and then I can use a bonus action to relay the little tale of Dirk's parents later.
Yes.
That was awesome though.
Got it. Yeah, so you guys rolled all your hit die and everything that you wanted to. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lost, what are you doing?
I take a very long bath, but not long enough to be a long rest, a short rest bath. I come back after an hour. Walk back, air dried after that 10-minute walk.
It is hot enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling like 1,000 gold coins. And then
Excellent.
I'll get back in, walk around for a bit, making sure I'm air dried, and then I'll start putting on my clothes and armor.
Awesome. Rose, did you roll all the hit die you wanted to?
I
Sweet.
did.
Okay. After a little while, Valen comes back, opens the door and comes in, looks over at Dirk and sees he's still sleeping. So, in a more like muted tone, so what are your plans going forward?
Well, we've got a long road ahead of us, actually.
Well, if you head into Vargrden, you're only about half a day to a day away.
If that's good news.
Yeah, that's our first stop.
Oh, you're going further.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty far to the institute.
You know you're going opposite way to...
We're taking the scenic route.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
We were told that this might be a safer route. Coming from Elderwich, we could have gone the other way, but this is probably safer.
Oh, so you're going all the way to coast and then back in.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think.
Yeah, that is long. Do you need anything? I mean, I don't have much, but
Well, we don't want to take anything from you. Yeah, your village has suffered enough.
aye. But thanks to you, we can rebuild back to what we were.
But do y'all need anything from us?
No, I think you've given enough
All right.
Thank you for caring for me, for us.
It's no problem, except with the fever stripping and all.
Right.
There was a child present.
I don't.
It's okay. We don't have to talk about it.
I'd rather not. I'm trying to block it
No,
out of my own
it's fine.
mind.
It's-
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
Lots
So
of,
your
yeah,
cart
Lots
is
will lean over
still-
to Galen, and he'll say, "Did I do well?"
So your cart is still where you left it. Your horse has been tended to.
Thank you.
Yeah, took a lap round, make sure they're okay.
Thank you.
well, shall we then?
I guess we shall.
You heading out?
We are.
All right. Well, let me give you some of these. And he sort of starts looking around in like the rations that he has and gives over some dried meats and things, like not enough for it to be like a meal, but at least some like, you know, road jerky, that kind of thing.
Thank you.
Thank you for this.
Oh, it's no bother. Really.
Valen, I know that your devotion lies to this Fenrir, but I hope you remember that Eastus came to your entire town's aid and brought us to do her work.
I believe the gods all work in tandem.
I agree.
And there's a time and a place for each one of them.
I agree.
It's
So
really
no, I won't be converting today.
I mean, it's my job to try.
Oh, you don't
So-
want to join the army of fate?
We
The
are the
what?
army. We are the army
The
of fate.
army of fate.
Yes, small army.
Did we already agree on that name for our group? The Army of Fate?
We did.
Is that our name?
We started
That's
as
what we are.
2. We are now many.
Correct.
There are more, but they parted ways.
Right.
It's really nice of you to take care of Dark. His parents really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they would.
No, they do.
Thank you so much for your hospitality.
Just stare blankly back at him.
He leans into it and strokes his beard a little bit, smiles out the corner of his mouth. I think I understand.
Maybe
Thank you.
do. Maybe you do belong in the army of fate.
I wasn't aware I was conscripted. Is this something? Do I need to tell my parents that I'm off in the army?
You need a permission slip. Yes.
This one is volunteer.
Oh, I don't remember. I guess we can discuss this later.
Sure. Volunteer, but you're already in it. All right, here we go.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. Let's get to the cart.
Let's get to the cart.
Oh, right, okay.
Excellent. So with that, you guys say your goodbyes. Valen does wake up Dirk so that you can all say goodbye to him before you leave. And he shows his gratitude for you helping and recommits to be one day as brave as Valen is. Before you guys leave, head out to the cart.
So before Kaya walks out, he's going to pop one of his little scales off and give it to the little guy.
To Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Whoa!
This is for you to remember me by, and someday I'll come back and collect it. Just
You're
so,
gonna come back and collect your skin. That's well gross."
well, this isn't gonna get. It's not gonna get yucky. It's special.
But one day you're gonna come back for your skin.
Well, maybe I'll just come back and say hi.
That's kind of creepy. I love it.
Okay. I didn't mean for it to be creepy. That's
And
kind
he
of
hugs
their
your
job.
leg.
Yep.
Is it like the equivalent of a toenail clipping?
No. It's a very like shiny, like
Like an emerald, right?
yeah, it's like an emerald.
Yeah, it has like a slight clarity to it, and it's almost like each scale is like it's like a cut gem.
So less creepy.
Kaya, you should market that like bottled bathwater.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm gonna hop into the driver's seat.
Okay.
Sure you're up for this? You I guess your bath you probably feel better, don't?
Oh, I feel great. And I've been doing well for the past few days, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So bringing the cart around to leave. Lost, please make an animal handling check.
Yes.
With advantage, though, because you are bonding with the horses, Ted and Jerry. Unless, did you leave the names as Ted and Jerry, or did you rename them? Nope. Okay.
I think they say that name.
Those are our friends.
16 for the animal handling.
16.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're able to slowly bring the cart around on this small road. It's actually fairly impressive. As you're able to head back out towards the edge of the village and back onto the road, headed back towards, I assume you're going to the drawbridge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything you guys wanted to talk about or do while you're on the way? It's only a short while. If not, I'll just skip over. Nope. Alrighty. So reaching the riverside, you start to hear the rushing water over the river's edge, and you see the large like guard tower that's bigger than a regular guard tower because it has this bridge attached to it that you can see is angled slightly away as it's being held up by these chains. And you approach the opposing side.
Hello?
I would get out of the cart.
Okay. Lost, are you stopping the cart?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I thought we were not going to drive right into the river, so that's what I meant.
Cool. So you hop out the back. You see a head poke out with Rose. You would notice there seems to be an arrow that is oh gosh, what's the word?
Knock.
Yes, thank you. A knocked arrow, but the bow is down. But you see his arm in that posture and you understand what it is.
I would put my shield down have it with me, so I would put my shield down on the ground next to me, like stamp it into like the point into the ground.
Okay.
Put my hands up, and I take one hand and place it on my holy symbol. And I would repeat. Oh, and then I'd say, "We wish to cross."
And he sticks his head through the opening and says, "The cubs may only pass."
Because the wolf watches us all.
And he goes back inside. It's a couple of minutes where you think,
I got
You
that
did
right.
that right.
Right? Did I do it okay? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what you had to do.
You
Okay.
sounded very confident.
Thank you. Thank you.
as the bridge starts to lower down to the other side of the river, as it gets a couple of feet off the ground and drops,
Pick up
it
my
kicks
shield
up
and hop
dust
back.
either side, and it starts to settle a little bit, and there's this very, very thick wooden bridgeway across the river.
I would like cheerfully pick up my shield and hop back into the cart.
Yeah.
Okay. So heading across the bridge, you get past the guard tower, and the guard hangs his head out of the side that you're passing, and just calls down, "Fenrir be with you," and puts his head back in.
Thank you.
you.
And also with you. I don't. Is that what you said?
It's fine.
That
And
was
so-
much easier than swimming across and killing the guard.
Yes.
Yes.
And so what you notice now is that it starts to get cooler. You're now entering the very outskirts of Ulfgate. And as you're passing through, the trees start changing and becoming more like pine trees and evergreens. As you still continue through, it's still a very green forest area, but the road is well traveled. Like it's well established as a road. As you are traveling, you have about half a day. Oh, I need someone to roll a d20 for me.
Did I do it last time? Is that how we ended up with the giant?
I'll do it.
Okay, thanks.
Three.
Okay.
You're welcome.
What can I say? Come.
That look scares me.
So, as you're traveling along the road, is there anything you want to say, do, anything like that, or have you kind of done all of the debrief stuff you want to do?
You know, I get the feeling that wolves are pretty important to the folk in this region.
Well, their god is Fenrir, who is a wolf.
Right. I bet, you know, I don't know if this is true, but I heard stories of people who could turn into wolves. I wonder if any of them can do that.
I don't know. I've never seen that, I don't think.
I mean, I don't even know if that's real stories. I mean, I just heard it.
That seems too crazy to be real.
I mean, there was a giant demon frog that ate people and spit out zombies.
Yeah, it ate me.
Sure did.
He did not get spit out a zombie. I checked.
Nope, I
Thank
am
goodness.
the exact opposite. 100% alive
Absolutely.
because of
Thank
my
goodness.
sister.
I'm alive because of your sister too.
I'm technically alive because of me too, so
Well, I've almost died like 3 times now.
I know, but we don't have to keep count.
I think my tally's probably going to get pretty high in this here army of fate. I'm going to try not to do it anymore, though. At least I'm not doing it on purpose.
That's okay. You're doing what you do best, and then I'm doing what I do best,
And then I'm doing what I do best.
which is a lot.
Sorry, out of character laughing.
Oh, you're fine.
Lily just starts laughing out of nowhere.
Well,
Adeline, have you ever seen a person turn into a wolf?
That sounds crazy. I don't even know where you would hear such stories like that.
well,
Have I
I
heard
saw
stories like that?
I saw somebody turn into a dragon, a very unnatural way, though.
Are you asking me if you've heard of it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I've read a lot, I guess.
I mean, yeah, there were stories of. I imagine pretty much everyone would have heard at some point fairy tales about people turning into different animals and things.
I mean, it's just legends, though. That stuff doesn't really happen.
I know. Like I said, all got turned into a dragon.
It's true.
If I was to turn into an animal, I'm not sure it would be a wolf.
Would it be a bird?
I would like to be a bird, yes!
You could just fly wherever you wanted to go all the time.
Gosh.
What kind of bird?
Hmm.
A raven?
Ooh.
Crow?
Maybe a little bluebird.
I didn't picture that when you said a bird.
I did.
Oh.
A little songbird.
Yes. You
I think it's
understand, Lorraine.
because I don't picture creepy magic coming out of a bluebird.
Michael?
Ooh. Well, you
I
haven't
mean,
met
when I
many
say creepy
bluebirds.
magic, I think it's cool. I don't mean like I don't like it. I think it's cool. It's just creepy.
Right.
Maybe there's a spell that you can turn into a bluebird. Maybe you can find that.
That's worth some reading for sure. I like that idea. And then, Kaya, you will see creepy, creepy magic coming out of a bluebird.
Goals.
I'd like to see that. I like it when y'all do magic.
Lost just leans back and he says, I think you all are still suffering from the fever, talking about all this nonsense. He's
You
like,
and
I-
Adeline were the only ones sick.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
wasn't.
we were unconscious, but it wasn't because we were cursed.
Yes, I did die. Just now. Because of the
No.
frog.
Oh, that was last night.
That was
Yes.
just a few hours ago.
Oh.
well, at least we know that if any of you get sick, you can resort to sexual healing too.
What?
That's
What?
not.
That's not what happened.
Lost, you seem so confused. Just so very confused. He took all of his clothes off after the fever broke. Honestly, I don't even know what he was thinking at that point.
I mean, it's how you come into the world. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Were you looking closely enough? Because I think he has a few things to maybe. Sorry, not that I was looking.
I
wasn't
was
looking-
wearing clothes, my first memory.
Okay.
That's it. You're not going to go further than that. That's just what you're going to throw that out, and then okay.
Well, we're talking about how you come into the world.
Yes. Do you
Implying
elaborate?
that that's naked.
That is
How did
what
you-
I implied.
How did you come into this world?
I assumed just like everybody else. I opened my eyes and here I was.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe it's different for you.
Every time I
Humans.
say that, everyone goes silent. I don't know why.
I mean, it's Dragonborn. Don't. That's different.
How do you hatch
Hatch?
from an egg?
No, I don't hatch from an egg.
You're right. That would be preposterous.
My mom gave birth to me, and I was alive, and I was a tiny little baby Dragonborn, and
Oh,
Oh.
I grew up.
okay.
No eggs. Bluebirds come out of eggs, though.
That is true.
That they do. Yes.
In case you didn't know.
This conversation.
We have achieved travel talk. Achieved it.
121
Road trip.
egg
I
talk.
live for these moments.
Road trip chat.
It's actually right at that time that you start.
Please stop this.
let me just. I'll take the reins back. It's right at that time that you hear from the front of the cart, and you guys who are kind of half like guiding the horses, but that it's on a straight road. So you're looking through the window to the back, talking to the girls. When you hear a coming from right ahead.
I would Eyes of the Grave.
Okay. Feeling out with Eastus, nothing returns undead, celestial, or fiend.
That wasn't one of you.
No.
No.
What?
Is Lost okay?
Yep.
He was
he's-
very sick last night. His fever might be
Fine.
coming back.
Sometimes I hear him sounding like that in the night.
Oh, is he asleep? I thought he was driving.
He doesn't really sleep.
No, it's called the alcohol shits.
Is that what's happening?
Where is this session going?
Nowhere.
I'll poke my head out the side of the cart to see what I see.
Like Popeye?
Yeah.
I was already looking, so we'll be like
Okay.
two little heads popping.
So you just move over
two
so y'all can
sisters
stick your
either
heads
side
up.
of the cot.
Because I had to use my Eyes of the Grave, so I would have had to move to look.
Yeah, sure. All right.
It's like the
Can't see
it's
through
like the
wall.
little kids. It's like
Let's,
the little kids in the back seat, and the kids lean forward over the front seat, looking out.
Anyone?
Adeline's jumping up behind, but there's not room for her.
Okay, everyone make a perception check. I give up. You guys
Oh
win.
God,
I got a 1.
18.
9.
After all that bargaining.
23.
Yeah, 17.
18.
Yep. And 19 for you lost.
9.
So
9.
and oh 9. Okay, so Adeline, you're kind of like trying to jump and pull at people, and you're pulling on Lost, and Lost looking back and being like, "Get off me!" Like, and so you guys
Lost
don't
was like, "You
see.
take it off me." After last night, he's like, "Oh."
Careless Whisper starts playing in the back.
Is this not gonna be a thing?
Gods, where was I? So the other three, you guys able to look forward, and you see what seems to be a very small person, and as getting closer, you see it is a halfling, on the roadside, and he is clutching his stomach, with his belongings laid out to the side of him.
Slow down. Stop the cart, Lost.
Hey, stop the cart. I was right. That sound.
Are you hurt?
And you just hear another, ugh,
Wait.
ugh.
Want to look around?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
around us.
Okay. Make a looky aroundy perception check.
I'll say to the halfling.
24.
I'll say some people, when they have stomach cramps, they need to poop.
Okay. We'll revisit that. 24, you said? 24?
24.
Yeah, I mean, looking around and seeing if you can hear anything, any movement, anything like that. There's no one, to the best of your ability, except this one halfling.
Do you need to poop?
The halfling says, "No, I don't need to poop. I'm bleeding."
Oh.
Did somebody attack you?
Yes, I didn't do this to myself.
Where did they go?
Will you please help me?
Where did they go?
I'll
Are
cast
they gone?
Care as long as they're not here anymore.
Well, are they
Ow.
gone?
Help me.
I'll cast Cure Wounds at first level for him.
Okay, so you go all the way up to him.
Yep, I'll go over. I'll like touch. I'm gonna do what my sisters taught me. So I'm just gonna
Okay.
emulate exactly how you see Rose do her Cure Wounds, which I don't
Okay.
remember off the top of my head.
I'm gonna walk over there with her, and I'm gonna be watching her back and like making sure nothing's about to attack her.
I was going to say that I would stay with Lily.
Where?
But-
Oh, where?
Okay, so you touch him.
Yeah, it's Cure Wounds.
Okay. All right, so as you reach out and touch the halfling, you feel the warmth from your hand emanate all over him. And how many hit points do you heal him for?
9.
9.
Oh yeah.
You watch as his breathing becomes less jagged and more restful. And he pulls his hand away and looks at the now closed wound. Nothing untoward happens. He
You
looks
can
up and
thank
says,
Eastus for that.
"Oh,
Good job.
I don't really care who I need to thank, but thank you."
No.
Who did this
Eastus.
to you?
Who?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know their names.
They didn't
Okay.
introduce themselves?
No, generally, bandits don't tend to introduce themselves formally before sticking knives into you several times over.
They could.
But
I
not
thought-
generally. This was one of those times.
I thought only the worthy were supposed to be around here.
Only the... Oh, you one of those wolf worshippers, then?
No, I mean we had to be proven worthy before we could cross the bridge, and I thought that everybody here on this side of the bridge was worthy.
Oh, worthy enough to carry the words that get you across the bridge.
Are you making fun of me?
No. No.
Are there bandits usually in this area?
Well, ones that look out for people coming across the bridge, yeah.
What are you doing out here by yourself?
Well, I was trying to cross it the other way.
You got a ways to go.
Did they steal from you?
Yes, I had a pony.
What?
A pony?
Yeah, well,
A small horse?
yeah, yes, a small horse. I'm small, I get it.
I just wanted to make sure I heard what you said. I love all horses.
The official term is pony, not small horse.
Okay.
I think there are also mini horses.
That's
There are, but they are not ponies.
I know. You're very mean for someone who just got healed by us.
Well, yeah, I got healed, but you know what? Getting stabbed 12 times kind of puts you in an off mood.
12 times.
Well, times is a lot.
You counted while they stabbed you?
Well, there was nothing else to do.
I'm surprised you were still alive. You're a tough little dude.
That is true.
That's right. Well,
You want to join the army of the fate?
the what? Fuck me.
Lost?
I think there is a height requirement.
Do you say that?
No. No, because my kobold friends are in the army of the fate.
yes. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, membership is a little. There's a gray area.
Oh,
there.
membership is little now.
No. Oh gosh.
Poor choice of words.
We used to have a really good friend that was maybe smaller than you. I'm not sure. So, we don't discriminate.
Correct.
That's right.
He was a powerful wizard.
Well, I mean, he's still our friend.
Well,
Well,
I
he
haven't
is-
seen him in some time. I'm not sure.
That's true. He is a powerful wizard.
Y'all have the same color hair.
We do.
Anyways, do you need help other than your healing?
Well, all of my trade was taken away, so I mean,
And
What
what
trade?
what?
What was your trade?
What was my trade? Furs. You know,
Do you-
nice, expensive stuff.
Wolf furs?
Wolf furs. Here.
It seems like that would be outlawed here.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah.
Hey, do you know of any werewolves?
What?
Do they have people that turn into wolves here?
Well, I mean, Vargrden has the Ulfhedin.
What?
The Ulfhedin?
I want to find out more about that.
They're
What is that?
they're knight army people who are meant to take on the form of a wolf,
I know.
gifted by the wonderful Fenrir.
You don't seem like you really appreciate their culture.
Culture? No. To be honest, I think it's a crock of shite.
Okay.
Where do you live? Where are you from?
I live in Vargrden.
Oh. How do you live in a place that worships Fenrir and everything worships this
I'm
word?
sure there are lots of people who live in places that primarily worship one deity that you don't.
Not where I come from.
Well, that must be a very small place.
It is. Okay.
Where?
Would you like to accompany us back to Vargrden? You can ride in the cart with us.
I mean, you don't have anything to sell.
And he
Maybe
takes
we
in
could
a
look-
moment, kind of looking at all of you, and like,
Maybe we could look for the bandits along the way that stole your stuff, and we could get it back for you.
he's looking up the road and down the road and checking out his options. And he kind of you can see in his face, he kind of settles on the fact that this is pretty much his only option. He goes, yes, please. That would be lovely. As he forces a smile across his face.
Wonderful. What's your name?
Me? Herb.
Harab?
Herb.
I'm
Who?
Ro.
No, Herb.
Herb? Oh, Herb. Okay.
Lostaroth leans back and smiles and he says, "Hello, Herb. Welcome to the army of fate."
No. I'm getting a
finds
lift.
you.
No, this is just a ride, just a lift.
Well, you know what? For as
I'm
long
not
as you're with us.
enlisting into whatever goofy cause you've got going on.
Oh, you don't have to believe in it. But you're in it.
It's
It
not
finds
goofy
you.
though. It's very serious.
Does this get me a ride?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fine. Sign me up. Army of Fate. Here we come.
All right.
I'm gonna look at Rose and be like, "It's happening."
One does not find the army of fate. The army of fate finds one.
I think I did pretty well with the healing.
Yes, you did. I was very proud of you.
Have you always been able to do that?
Well, my aunts and my sister taught me growing up, so I leave the healing to the professionals, but I can do it when needed.
It's pretty cool.
Is there an onboarding packet for this army? Like, was I supposed to get like a debriefing of like my responsibilities and kind of our mission statement? I'm just kind of confused here.
You were automatically signed up whenever you helped sneak us into upper echelon. That's when you joined. I didn't know we were an army then either, but I just realized I'm running it all back through my head.
Yeah,
I got signed up back before that though. And you know, I think Lostaroth got signed up even before then. And I think Lily and Rose, I think they're the founders.
Mm-mm.
Not really.
Eastus.
Eastus is.
right.
And can I still, like, I'm not sure that I want to make Eastus my favorite.
Yeah,
And
they're
I'm-
like rules and bylaws. Really, we should get some of this in writing if we're gonna be, you know, just.
I love that we've started a cult.
I do too. I love it.
Well, Big Dragon Man, I feel like Eastus should be somewhere on your top 10 if you're in the Army of Fate.
Well, I mean, he's pretty much, I don't know a whole lot about
Top 1.
a bunch of different gods. I grew up in a pretty isolated area.
And he chooses not to say anything.
Actually, I thinking about where we're at. I think just over the mountains over there, probably a couple of weeks ride. Pretty kind of close to area. Yeah, I think that's about right.
Where you're from?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's been a long time since I've been home.
How long?
Years.
You should go.
Been me and Roz were in the Temple of the Flowing Sands. I've been there for several years training, and That's where I went when my village sent me out to learn. Oh. Pretty cool.
You look a little freaked out, Herb.
No, I'm fine.
You're not.
all perfectly normal people.
That's what I
Right.
try and tell people all the time, and then they go silent.
We are perfectly normal squad members, yes.
Herb, are you from Vargrden, like, originally?
Well, no. Originally from Hinterdale,
Oh,
but I go where the money takes me.
Is there a lot of money being circulated in Vargrden?
There can be, if you know the right people or have the right means.
What are the right names? Like, who's in charge?
Who's in charge? What? Well, the High Priestess, Freya. And her chosen chieftain, Magnus.
It's a town governed by the clergy?
Yes. Did you not get the whole wolf god thing?
Osh just looks so disgruntled. He's like,
I think it sounds very interesting.
Yes, well.
Um,
Story has it that generations ago, when Ulfgate was founded, the first High Priestess was in a village being raided, and the only way that she could see to help the people that she was with was to throw herself down at whatever deity would help. And she was overtaken, allegedly, by this wolven spirit. And so since then, the crazies all believe that Fenrir is the one.
Is
Have you-
she's still alive? It's the same high priestess?
Oh no, they do this silly what's the word?
Ceremony?
No, pilgrimage.
Oh,
Each high priestess needs to go to Mount Celestios. Not like all the way to the top, that's impossible, but to this certain place where they get in touch with Fenrir.
so you're saying that this priestess turned into a wolf?
No, she didn't turn into a wolf. It was more gifted, wolven-like, ethereal, godlike, you know, like all those fluffed up stories.
Okay.
Basically, the deity came to her aid. It's more fluffy and things, and I'm sure if you find one of the crazies out there, they'll be more than overjoyed to tell you the full story.
You know, the way you're talking about these people, I mean, it's no wonder you got stabbed. Maybe they were just mad at you for making fun of their god.
Well, I find that very offensive.
I don't know what you mean.
I
You
am
find it
offended
offensive?
by the words that you spoke to me.
that
No,
that
no. I've had it.
I was
No.
just making an
turns his back.
observation that maybe you pissed some people off.
Oh.
Kaya, I'm not sure. They could have just been bandits trying to kill and steal, and not even from Vargrden.
I mean, that's true.
So
But
maybe.
I'm just making an observation that he seems to be pretty rude about the people here.
Well, I mean, can you imagine being completely saturated in a culture that you don't agree with all the time? It might make you a little agitated.
And that's hardly reason enough to stab someone 12 times.
Agreed.
Right.
Also, can we get back to the story? So this high priestess is then imbued with the power of Fenrir?
He looks over at Kaya and then looks back to Rose.
Okay, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
Apology accepted. Now, what did you want to know?
So you're just saying, like, it originally in the story that this woman, this priestess, is given the power of Fenrir, and that's where they began?
Yes, it's like divine magic imbued.
Got it.
You proved yourself, all the worthy stuff. It's
Yeah,
all pretty one-dimensional.
Hardly. But I understand what you're talking about.
Be worthy, get wolf god powers, da 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 da.
Who
Yeah.
that old chestnut?
Exactly. See, she gets it.
Hmm.
And what do you do for a living? Just trade?
But
Or
yes,
hunt?
He does furs.
I trade in furs.
Wonderful.
And other things.
What other things?
See, there's another side to Vargrden.
Like,
Not the official run, but something a little more underground.
We've spent some time underground lately.
Not literally.
Oh, well, I meant both literally and figuratively.
Okay.
I'm sure a city run by the clergy, you'd do well if you were trading in the underbelly of the city.
Yes,
What
indeed.
is-
There are lots of things that people can't come by.
Like what?
Anything to do with the arcane.
Oh, they frown upon magic use.
Oh, the only magic that is worthy is the divine.
Ugh, gosh.
Right?
And what?
Ah.
Yeah.
And what would happen to someone who used arcane magic?
And was
in-
caught?
Yes.
You would be tried.
Well,
They're
we've been,
using magic.
we've been
Tried
deemed
as a
worthy.
witch? Oh. Heard that the stake.
You have to fall at the feet of Fenrir and see if you are forgiven.
Well, maybe we keep under wraps the fact that we're en route to the institute in that case.
Probably a good idea.
I don't imagine they're on great terms.
I mean, it can't be hard pretending that we're taking a pilgrimage to Vargrden to.
Well, we could
Throw
just say we're
ourselves.
going. We could just say we're going to my home.
I can do a pretty good howl.
Can you?
I don't think that's a
Please,
good idea.
please don't. Please
don't-
don't.
I
No,
know.
it might be necessary at some point. Come on, Lost. You
No,
should.
I implore you, please don't.
It could be offensive.
Yes, that. It's offensive.
So
Best not start the habit now.
When is offensive? I don't think being offensive has ever stopped Lost from doing anything.
That's a fair point. So
Well-
they frown upon the arcane.
Indeed. But there is a like I said, an underground presence.
So, what is that like? I just want to know more about the city. So there's an entire area of the city that they either don't monitor or they don't care about.
Not really, but around the outer circles of the city. So the city's built in concentric circles going into the center. In the center, there's a wolf's den, right? Like
Fair.
original.
Of course, they're calling it the wood. Yeah.
Is it a building or like a dugout, in the ground?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just a hole in the ground where the high priestess lives. Looks
I
after
see.
her cubs.
I bet it's fancier than just a hole in the ground.
I assume it's some kind of temple.
Bingo. But on concentric circles going outwards, the more important people are closer to the center, and then the less important people further on the outside.
Oh.
Which becomes less guarded, which leads to other needs being fulfilled.
Got it.
It seems like there would be quite some value placed in anyone that could deliver some arcane abilities if they are so rare to come by.
It can be.
Curious.
In fact, the place I'm going back to is a little tavern called the Chubby Pigeon.
Chubby
More birds.
I mean, y'all, I don't need to tell y'all.
I can't hear you when you mumble like that.
I was just gonna say, but I'm sure y'all already know that pigeons are born eggs too,
Oh.
or hatched.
We did
Hold
know
on,
that.
that's going on my list.
Yes, so I did realize that.
Well then, maybe when we get into this town, we can drop you at the Chubby Pigeon and maybe stop in for a bit.
I suppose I could introduce you as a thank you, if this is something that you want to get into, the underbelly of Vargrden.
I mean, I don't want to be a part of any kind of crime. I would actually like to maybe meet this high priestess.
Oh, good luck. She's a wee bit protected.
We're worthy though.
Yep.
We saved a village. That's how we
Good for
became
you.
worthy.
Wonderful.
A village that they've left with a curse for a very long time.
Well, I'm sure they've done worse. Though won't admit it.
What is you said the wolf queen or high priestess or champion is Magnus? Is that what you said?
Aye, Magnus.
Magnus, the one that went and slayed the hag or whatever it was?
Oh, you just came from Fagard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fengard, sorry. Yes. He is the champion that felled the hag.
Well, he didn't finish the job, and we finished it for him, and go let him know that it's fixed now.
You should definitely go and tell him that.
I mean, he might want to say, I mean, I don't care if he says thank you or not, but I mean, maybe he should know because he can go back there now and not worry about his soldiers getting eaten by a frog demon.
I'm just gonna let that one go.
What was happening?
I think he'd really appreciate being told that he is now Magnus, he who encountered
Yes,
and ran from the hag.
this one's smart. You do need to go and tell him that you did finish the job for him.
Maybe we shouldn't put it like that.
Yeah.
No, I'll show you the way gladly. I'll not stand near you, but I'll show you the way.
Are people allowed into the closer circles in the city?
Some are, some aren't.
How do they feel about divine magic from other gods?
They're fine with other people coming through.
Okay.
I mean, our army is named after a god.
Kind of, yeah.
Right. Well, anyway,
We're
I do
holy
want to
warriors.
say thank you for healing me stab wounds. So, we do have this. It's pretty much the only thing I have on me. And he reaches back and pulls out a lantern, whose the words, guys, the part where the light comes out.
Bullseye?
Yes. The bullseye looks like it has almost like an eyelid. It looks very much like a human eye.
What is this?
Just a lantern.
Oh, Adeline would like to take it and start casting Identify as a ritual spell.
Okay. So, what does your Identify look like?
Adeline takes the thing and takes her book out and opens it on her lap and kind of places the object on the book, and kind of is just like running her hands over it and observing every little crevice of it, and then consulting the book. And yeah, I assume like she opens it up to like blank pages on the book, and then maybe the pages fill in with info on it. I don't know. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So as you pull open your book and you place the lantern on top and you kind of start whispering towards it and trying to commune with the book, these small tentacles start to appear from the pages and start running down the edges of the item and wrapping around it and just slithering all over it in different directions. And then as those tentacles pull back into the book, as they disseminate, they turn into writing that leaves
Sick.
you with a lantern of revealing.
I told you that's super creepy, but I love it.
Oh, sorry, I was so immersed. Yes, this lantern is quite interesting.
Oi, so is that book.
Yes.
Does everyone else see that?
I know it's
What?
creepy, isn't it?
It is pretty creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
But I like it.
I mean, if tentacles are your thing, that's on you.
I don't know if I catch your meaning. Anyhow, yes, the lantern is, it shows quite a lot, actually. I think this will be quite useful, so thank you. This is,
You're welcome.
yes,
I got that from my friend Midas.
Midas. Is your friend in Vargrden?
He is.
Do goods like this, these don't trade in the main market, do they? Arcane goods or all?
No. Unless
Right.
it's like a little wolf trinket or something like that.
I
No.
see. I'd like to see what else Midas has. Possibly, if you could make an introduction.
I'll see what I can do.
But I appreciate this. Thank you. Do you all mind if I hold on to it for the time being?
Fine.
Okay, so as we come to you guys now having a lantern revealing, we're going to take a quick break there because else the roleplay isn't going to stop, and I can tell. So we'll take a quick respite right here, just a 10-minute break while we go refill our drinks and unfill our bladders. So please hang around and we will be
If
back.
cramps, it might mean you need to poop.
That is
There's
true.
far too much conversation of poop on this channel.
And well, pooping is a free action. So
You'd be like Johnny Depp and
That's
drop a
fast.
gumpy.
Oh,
Okay, let's go to break.
Oh god.
we'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. Thanks so much. to tonight's whatever this is. So before we left, you guys had picked up a new friend in the form of Herb, not the firm of Horb. The halfling who Lily healed, and has pulled in and has started disseminating some information about Vargrden, about the underbelly, about the non-use of arcane magics, only divine, and yeah, a little bit about the formation of Ulfgate as well. So I know I kind of cut you off in the middle of several questions there, but I couldn't hold any longer. So after you've taken the lantern, Adeline, what would you like to do?
How close are we? I mean, he said we're like half a day, right?
Yeah. So I imagine you're sort of, we can say that you're basically halfway there by this point, like coming up and then finding him and then traveling and the conversation and everything. A couple of hours has gone by. So, what takes you to Vargrden?
It's kind of a stop along the way, isn't it?
Yes, it's not our destination.
Oh, okay. Odd place to stop, but
It's a waypoint.
Oh, some business to attend to while we're in town, though. Is there a courier service who can deliver a letter out?
Can't you just send a message?
like a physical
Yeah.
letter.
Yes.
I mean, Moidas might be able to help you with that.
All right. More of a reason
You know-
to meet this friend of yours.
I don't know if you've been able to tell, but Ulfgate's kind of reclusive.
Right. Yes. And I kind of thought I have to send word to the Institute of the Arcane. I was worried now about shouting that to too many
Yes.
people. Yes.
Well, I'm sure for a small favor, I could introduce you to Moidas.
Oh, a favor now. Yes.
I did
Well-
heal you. You do owe us one.
And I did give you the lantern.
Well, you didn't give me the lantern.
I gave you the lantern.
He gave it to
Ah,
the
yes.
army.
The royal you.
I didn't realize that was in payment. I thought we should have discussed that before we accepted.
Well, thank you, Von Kowski. Thank you, Von Kowski's.
Herb is
oddities.
thanking for the raiders.
Yes, thank you, Raiders, for joining in this. Yep, whatever it is. Whatever this night
Very
has turned
serious
into.
D&D show.
Yes, we were
Very
away
serious.
for a couple of players away for a couple of weeks, and so I think it's just bleeding into this game.
I
So,
don't know where that came from.
well, I thought that this was fair payment.
It's a very generous trinket. Yes. What favor would you ask then for us to meet this very useful friend of yours?
I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it in my back pocket.
What is?
Right.
What's in your back pocket?
Well, potentially a favor.
I
But
don't
I
think-
thought we were the one giving it to you.
Yes, hence the potential. It's not there yet.
Oh, you said you were keeping it in your back pocket, and Yeah, that didn't make sense to me at all.
I don't think he meant that literally.
Right, we were talking metaphorically.
Right. I do have a question for you though, Herb. Are people allowed to visit the temple?
I mean, you can. Oh, yes. So the wolf's den is broken up into two parts.
Mhm.
There is the front, which is the public temple,
Okay.
which you can go to on special days for like group worship.
But only to Fenris.
You catch on. Other than that, there are small churches and what have you that you can go to. All for Fenris, though,
Right.
of course.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah, Herb, you don't want to owe these ladies anything. They are horrific lenders. Just abusive lenders.
There seems to be a story there.
Yeah, we found him and he was almost dead, just like you, and we healed him.
Ah,
If
you
that's
see,
abuse.
You should have given them something right off the bat.
But the list keeps growing.
It does.
Because you keep dying.
3 favors now lost. 3.
Is that a book you're keeping?
Yes.
He writes it in blood, I swear.
In your blood.
I just stare blankly.
Yep.
So, nice weather we're having.
It's a little chilly.
We're going to talk about the weather.
I want to talk about anything else. And
Have you ever seen how big ostrich eggs are?
What?
Where I'm from, they have ostriches. Sometimes some villages keep them in farms. And ostrich eggs can feed a whole family breakfast with just one egg. A whole family of dragonborn.
Who do not hatch from eggs.
No,
Do they not?
no, dragonborns don't hatch from eggs.
I really thought all this time.
no, I think you're wrong. I think they do come from eggs.
That is what I thought as well.
You
Totally
know,
makes sense.
I'm right here. I know. I'm a dragonborn.
Right, but do you have many memories of the day you were born?
Of course not. Do you?
Well, no, that's the
Yep.
point I'm making.
Have you been present
mean-
at a birthing?
That's irrelevant is my point. I mean, if you don't remember,
Are you saying I hatched from an egg?
no, I'm saying you didn't. And you don't remember the day you were born.
What if she was hatched from an egg?
What if I was hatched from an
Is
egg?
there something
What
wrong
if
with
we
being
were
hatched from
all
an egg?
hatched from eggs?
Oh my dear.
I mean, like I said, I just opened my eyes one day and here I was. I was smaller though.
Yep.
I did grow. Yep. I cannot keep a straight face today.
You know, ostrich eggs have a lot of protein, and you grow more protein. You know,
Herb, Kaya is very
Are you going to finish any of those sentences there, Dragon Man?
he's very into his food. Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Don't get him started on the restaurant that we went to and no, just No.
Where should we eat in Vargrden, maybe?
I would assume the Chubby Pigeon Tavern.
They do food.
I don't like the way you said that.
I don't know what you mean, Shirley.
All right.
What is the tavern like?
Like a building, bar on the inside,
Okay, so just like a normal tavern.
tables, chairs.
Spirits?
Many, yes. Whiskeys and all sorts.
That's my kind of tavern, yes.
Other spirits?
Well, take your pick. Hisrick keeps a fairly deep stock.
Just like look at my sister, kind of just like.
Think what my sister. Never mind. If they have spirits, Lily, we'll find them.
They're not hard. They're right on the shelf behind the bar.
Thank you.
You know, like when you die, but then you don't go away.
This took a turn.
It often
You know,
does.
like when you die, but you stay around, but like you're in a different place,
Lily, that's called
and you talk
Really,
Like when
to
you're
Hangover.
hungover.
hungover. Yes,
No.
that's what it is.
when you physically die.
The spirits come back, technically, when you that far gone.
She's talking about ghostly spirits.
Oh,
It's a particular brand of whiskey.
Ghostly spirits. Are there ghostly spirits?
well, I mean, probably.
Okay. Sometimes there are not.
Can't say I
Well-
really looked for any.
You should sometime.
No, I think I'm good.
They like to be talked to sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Right. So does anyone else have anything to say to me? Please.
Oh, emus are almost as big as ostriches.
Anyway, so you're originally from Hinterdale. Have you hit any of the other big cities on the way?
Well, I did run through the Shade Run
Oh,
on the way
this
here.
came from there.
Yes, we have been there.
Mixed responses.
We're a mixed group.
But there is this place in the upper echelon.
No,
Oh,
no.
God.
We got
No.
there anyway. I don't know how, but we got there anyway.
Yeah.
And I just call it Arix because it's a mouthful, but let me
You
tell
could
you,
just call it E.
Yes.
it's the best food you will ever eat. But you got to get up into the upper echelon.
Wait,
Hmm.
wait. Eric.
Yeah.
So, what? Tell me more about this, Eric.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well,
You just opened a can of worms.
he is. Are y'all related?
I'm just asking a question.
Well, he was short person, but he tried to pretend he was much taller. He wore stilts. But I mean, I pretended I didn't notice. But he made the best food. was amazing. And we only went once, and I've been wanting to go back ever since.
Eric. He was a short person.
Yes.
What kind of short person?
A halfling. I suspect you know who we're talking about.
Why are you laughing?
And what is his establishment like?
It's super fancy.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks with this like super fancy accent.
Only the fanciest, I imagine.
The food made me sick.
That I find hard to believe.
It gave me superpowers.
That I believe.
No,
Yeah.
I definitely got powers, but I still was sick afterwards.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Eric is just Eric. And he does not have a fancy accent at all.
You know him.
Oh, yes. He's one of the biggest conmen in town.
He's from here.
He's from Interdale.
Well, he's conned his way into a beautiful restaurant in the upper echelon.
And he wears stilts.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It's a well-respected establishment.
With long trousers covering his stilts.
Pretty ridiculous looking.
He does.
That I believe. That's funny. But he is very talented with enchantment.
We experienced a bit of that, yes.
And so
Perhaps
he's
you should pay him a visit.
channeling it into food.
Oh, are you saying he served us garbage, enchanted to taste?
No, it was really good. It just gave us like I did this thing where I told a joke and people like fell down laughing.
That I find hard to believe.
Because you're so serious.
Sure.
I mean, I can tell a joke.
Yes. Anyway.
John, why did the chicken cross the road?
Oh God.
Back to
Please don't
bed.
say anything about eggs.
Because he wanted to get to his eggs.
You know, it's daytime, but
Emotional damage.
outside you hear just the faint chirping of crickets.
Told you.
Well,
I just love how like innocent and happy he said to get to his eggs.
Oh my goodness.
but I will say that Eric did leave Hinterdale, and I suppose has maybe tried to settle down.
But there's
Not
nothing.
like him to have a brick and mortar.
There's nothing wrong with reinventing oneself and making your way in a in a new
He
life.
was very sick last night.
I don't know. That there's something weird about getting up in front of people on the regular and putting on silly voices.
Shut up.
Yeah, who would do such a thing as that? That's absolutely heinous.
That's what I'm saying.
Serious mental problems, I'm sure. Oh.
I
cannot keep a straight face and I just save my life.
Okay.
My lips, my mouth is hurting because I'm trying so hard.
Herb, is there anything else that we really should know before we get to Vargrden?
Well,
I mean, I feel like some of the information that you've given us is, almost life-saving. If we were to show up without meeting you, we would have been using arcane magic for sure.
well, if I hadn't have met you, I probably would have been visiting the divine.
Well, as
No,
fate would have it.
I learned from Lily that that's not always true. You might be hanging around.
Well,
As a
Fate.
ghostly spirit.
Yes, I understood. It's just I
Oh, your
wouldn't
face
really
said otherwise.
want to inflict that on anyone. So in my little fantasy death, I prefer to be in heaven.
that's fair.
But then I could talk to you.
Like I said,
How do you
That-
say anyways in medieval times?
That's hurtful.
Oh my God, the smirk on her face.
oh, I just mean that I wouldn't want to be wandering around in the wilds, only being spoken to by one person. No harm meant, my dear.
Sometimes I've spoken to them and they've gone on.
About what?
Like they've moved on to
Other
No
conversations?
be a ghostly spirit.
You talk them back to life.
Yes. No, I've talked them into whatever they needed to say to move on.
Oh. It's very kind of you.
I didn't really do much. I just said hi.
Well, all of that being said, it does seem like fate has brought us together here again. Without us meeting you, we may have been doomed. And without us meeting you, you would have definitely been doomed.
Yes. Well, I'd hate for a debt to go unpaid, isn't that right?
Right.
Right.
And he kind of shoots a glance towards Lost.
It always starts this way, and you end up a part of the army of fate.
Yes, yeah, you got to pay your debts off early, else they start piling up on top of you before you know it.
Yes.
But with regard to Vargrden, I don't think there's much else. I mean, if you want to go somewhere fancier, there's always the Leaky Chalice.
Oh. What's that place like?
Well, you have to get further into the city to visit that. A bit more upmarket.
No, do people just freely move from circle to circle?
No.
Is it
Gener-
like the Shade Run in the upper echelon where you have to have specific papers to allow you through?
Well, there are different grades of, and he pulls out what essentially looks like the Witcher 3 medallion, that like open wolf head.
Mhm.
He shows it and he says, there are 4 different versions of this to get you further into the circles.
Ooh.
How do we get those?
Ha! You find a way. Or you forge a way.
Ah.
Or you know someone like Herb and the underbelly, right?
I might be able to come upon a couple for you.
Very handy indeed.
But other than that, I mean, what do you want to know? I mean, that's pretty much the only thing, like, other than don't murder people in the street and things like that. But I feel like that's pretty standard across Eastless.
I agree.
I'd hope so.
We wouldn't murder anybody.
Hmm.
You said that really creepy. And I don't know if I believe you.
That offends me.
Well, we wouldn't murder people. No. Like if there was someone that was doing something to hurt someone else, we may take, the necessary means to stop them.
Yeah, we're the kind of people that the Army of Fate is a good army. It protects people from bad things.
And we eliminate threats.
The good army that fights the bad army.
Yes.
Or just bad people.
Got it.
We haven't fought.
Have you ever thought
An
that
army.
the other army thinks that they're the good army fighting the bad army?
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
we don't initiate battles. We just protect.
Yeah, see, this is why I really think it's important to have an onboarding packet for this whole army thing, so that we can get this all clear.
Yeah, we'll talk it out. It sounds like a great idea. We'll talk
I
it out.
mean,
We'll workshop it a little bit, figure it out. That's fine.
Adeline,
No,
you
no.
passed. You passed, Adeline.
Past what?
The physical evaluation yesterday.
There's a physical evaluation?
I took
No.
care of it. Don't worry.
I'm full of more worry than I've ever had in my life after you've said that, Lost. I don't know what you possibly mean.
Oh, look, is that the gates?
Yes, I hope
Oh,
so.
thank God.
And amidst this conversation, you guys are kind of coming through the wooded roadside where it opens up, and there are these large gates. There are high timber tree trunk walls that are all tied together, and they're sharpened into wooden spikes that surround the city. They're only broken by the occasional high guard tower peeking up over the walls. The scent of burning wood greets you as you pass through the gateway, as they start to and open. The cobblestone road now, as it changes from mostly dirt into stonework, feels bumpy underneath the cut as you begin to take in the modest stone and wood buildings. The air has a bite to it, and you feel a shiver of cold across you. You are now in essentially the heart of Ulfgate. You hear the gates closing behind you. As you trundle down the cobbled roads, you notice behind the next couple of rows of buildings another tall spiked wall made of felled trees that stands behind, seemingly cutting the city, as Herb described, into concentric circles. The cold air latches onto your skin and starts another shiver as you're brought back to the present moment. You are in Vargrden.
Is it built to where you can like see in further into like the city? Do you see a temple in the middle, like the White Tower or something like that? Or is it?
Well, the thing with the with this city is that the way that the concentric circles are built, you're not able to see what's on the other side.
Okay.
And there's gates and a barrier to go between circles, like you have to pass through some sort of gate.
Well, as you kind of head up the center road, it just splits into this circle road that goes left and right. There is no continuation.
Oh. I know what you mean.
So right now, that's the only gates that you see is the ones you just passed through.
Left or right, you guys?
Where is the chubby
Yeah.
pigeon?
Which way would be the chubby pigeon?
Well, if we head just to the left over here, that'll take us upon the chubby pigeon.
And it's in this circle here?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Right on the outside,
Oh.
out of harm's way.
Hmm.
It kind of looks to me like, I mean, it's quite the fortress, right? If someone was to break through the first wall or first gate.
Well, yes, this is the way that it is built. So, if you're to make it through the first gate, you have to make it all the way around to the next gate, and they're spread, not in a line, so you can't make your way to the center very easily.
Wow. They must be keeping something very important in the center.
Oi, the big wolf lady.
Yeah, the high priestess is pretty important, I think.
Right.
How do they police the streets?
How do they police the streets? Out here, they don't really come.
Oh.
But, and he points up at the guard posts, which are like smaller versions of the guard post that you saw that had the drawbridge attached to it to cross the Ulf River. It is smaller, and you can see there are guards in like the housing up at the top, walking back and forth and keeping an eye generally, both inside and outside the city.
Hmm. This wolf seems to be ever watchful. Hmm.
Yes, keep that up and they'll let you into the main temple.
I've been working on a list of, cryptic sounding wolf sayings to just kind of try out.
Perfect. Just rattle them off, be as vague as possible.
Fantastic.
But I mean, you can leave the cart over here.
Insight check.
All right.
Am I bad at this? That would be a 14.
14.
Yeah.
This alley does look rather dark.
Where is the handler so that I can speak with them about the horses?
Oh, you need a handler. Oh, well,
Well, yes.
I suppose we could take him somewhere else where there might be a handler.
Well, we would pay someone to care for the horses in the cart.
Hey, well, now you're talking. We'll just carry on a little further.
You definitely want to take care of us.
I feel like that was a threat.
You
You're
can
not
feel
like a wolf in sheep's clothing, are you?
You're free to feel however you'd like.
I see. Well, there is a stabler that we can take it to.
Thank you.
Great.
And so he leads you to what you find to be a regular looking like stable hand kind of outpost area where there are other horses tied to posts properly.
Good. I'm going to use my mental link thing to telepathically message Rose and just be like, I don't know about this one. I don't sense the best of intentions, but just keep an eye.
I can respond in my head.
Yeah, for up to 4 minutes.
I think that he's just used to trying to get the most out of everyone he meets.
Well, I hope the most doesn't end with our bodies dead in an alleyway and our belongings on sale in some carton on that forest road.
It was very odd of him to give you such a valuable lantern if he wasn't going to take it back.
And one that would stand out as something frowned upon in this particular city.
Correct. I do have a bag of holding if you'd like for me to carry it.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll slip it in while we're walking.
And I'll just open the bag.
Right. So we're paying the stable hand to watch after the cart as well?
Yes, I mean, I don't really travel with one this big. It's more of a merchandise cart that I used.
That's fine. We'll speak with the stable hand to see what's usual.
He'll know better than I will. But the chubby pigeon is just around the corner from here. So if you want to go and speak to him and get the horses tended to, that's fine. I will wait on the corner.
Okay, thank you. And I will find the stable hand.
Okay. Just for the sake of brevity, the guy is working with the horses actively, seems to care for them. Agrees to take on your horses. Are you looking to stable them for some time? Or
We could at least start with one night.
yeah, okay, so that's gonna be like 5 silver per horse per night.
Okay, cool. So 10.
So he offers to keep a tab if you want to pay for the first night up front, and then if you need more, he will add on to the tab.
All right. So I will pay him for that.
Okay. So yeah, and there is an area where you can put your cart, although he does kind of say, look, he's not responsible for the things inside it, and like he can house it, but he's not putting an insurance policy on it.
Well, I can imagine we would gather our things with us.
Yes, he just lets you know that's all.
Okay. All right. Horses are settled. Cart is settled.
On to the chubby pigeon.
Lead the way.
Alright.
All right. And so you kind of walking along a sidewalk next to like the cobblestone road. You do see there are a mix of races walking around. There are humans. You do see a couple of other halflings. You see there is a, for want of a better term, small gnomish family. And what other kind of gnomish family are there? Um,
A large one.
but everyone seems kind of happy. It's not kind of like run down like the Shade Run kind of thing, but there is kind of this level of like a humble state of living. I think right now it would be hard to determine whether that's kind of like a belief system kind of thing, or whether it's just like socioeconomic.
Do I notice any other of the egg-born sheets?
There are no birds around. No.
No dragonborn?
Dragonborn? No, you don't see any dragonborn immediately here, at least.
I am going to from now on refer to them as egg-born. The egg-born.
I mean, technically everyone is eggborn, but okay.
That's true.
Right? That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. So head to the chubby pigeon. Yes.
To the chubby pigeon.
Do I see any red bandanas anywhere?
Make a perception check.
Perception check. 9.
No. You don't see no red bandanas. Not like yours, anyway.
Okay.
So, Herb leads you to the outside of the Chubby Pigeon, which is a stone building with like large wooden support struts around the outside of the building, making like this lattice work across the upper level of it. A sign hangs down that kind of swings gently in the cold breeze, and it essentially has like an obese pigeon on it with like its breast like pushing its head into like a little pocket with its little beak on the outside.
Love it.
And its 2 feet are just like out in front. It's like sat on its butt basically. So in we go, and opens the door to a very busy tavern. There are people of all races and colors and creeds everywhere, all bustling about back and forth to the bar. They are, Rhinus Leatherworks, thank you so much, my friend, thank you. So yes, the bar is bustling, people going back and forth to the bar carrying like mugs of ale, like 2 in each hand, like trying to grab as many handles as they can and like taking them over to their table before like and everyone's being loud and obnoxious, and like it's a proper pub.
Is anyone? Do I see anyone looking at us, like we're out of place, or are we being stared at?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
17.
17. No, weirdly, no one's really caring. That's all I'll say. No one really cares. Everyone's just in there minding their own business, having a good time. Like occasionally as you walk in by, like someone kind of stumbles backwards and knocks into you and is like, oh, sorry, and like heads off in a different direction. Everyone's like pretty polite. There's no one, it's not kind of like this kind of eerie edginess that was in the Shade Run. This feels very different.
Okay. Does everyone have one of those wolf necklaces?
Carrying on your what's the word? Perception check. No one, not that you can see. They might have them. They might be, because Herb kept his like under his shirt. So
Okay.
they could be hidden. They could just not have them.
Okay.
They're not flaunting them. So he says, well, you can either find a table, or I can take you to the bar. There's Hisrick right there, and behind the bar you see a gnome stood on what must be a platform because you can see him. Shaved head and like a small kind of like almost stubbly kind of whiskery beard, looks kind of a little rough around the edges. Has a scar that heads through one of his eyes with an eye patch covering the eye.
Would you guys like to go to the bar?
Okay.
You'd never ask.
Well, as my final thank you, he says to Lily, I think the first round will be on me. In fact, and he calls around to the bar, first round for everyone's on me. And everyone's like, "Roar!"
Wait a minute. How are you going to pay for that? You got robbed of all your money.
Yes, all me money. You don't get around the underbelly of Vargrden by flaunting all of your stuff on the outside.
You keep it inside.
Yes, I eat my money. No, you daft girl. And he reaches sort of on the inside of his pocket, but pushes his hand like to the side inside it and pulls out a small like coin purse. And so opens it and pulls out a couple of gold pieces and slides them across to Hisrick, who is behind the bar, who says, "Yeah, that'll about do. So, what are you having?"
Is this like an ale type establishment, or do you do like?
Do I need to come back? I'll come back. And he
No,
starts
do you have any,
going
like,
off to start serving
wine
other
or-
people.
Okay, I'll look at the wall. Ugh.
So he has everyone basically coming to the bar at once. So he's like, "If you're gonna take your time, I'm gonna come back around to you."
No. Give me your finest fire brandy, since the tab is on him.
See, there you go, done. And he reaches back and pours a drink and just slides it across the bar to you.
Right.
And so he's taking orders, but he's not really moving like around the bar. The bar is like an L shape, and it's fairly long. This is a fairly large building, but he's what's the word? He's not really moving along a platform very far. What he tends to do is take shouted orders, make it, and then just slide it across the bar, and it's like a bullseye every time.
Don't play shuffleboard with this guy. No.
He's a shuffle shark.
Shuffle shot.
No, but if you have any like dry reds or like a vintage that's like a little,
Well, wine?
yeah.
I've got this one. And he just pours the glass, which is weighted on the bottom. You see the glass is like fairly thick on the bottom and slides it straight at you as it's coming at a fast pace. I need you to make a dexterity check.
No! Lost my white blouse! Oh no! I got a 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
You go to reach out and grab the stem and you just slightly misjudge it and it clips your thumb and poof. Red wine.
You know,
Thank you.
Welcome. And moves on. Like, doesn't even look up. He just shot it and just kept going.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use my my psychic mind in her head. I'm gonna say, you better not use prestidigitation here.
Gosh, I'm so glad you reminded me. I was just about to. Ugh, I have to do this the old-fashioned way. Maybe a club soda if you have, just to help. No, you know it. Forget it. I'm gonna just go sit down.
And so he continues to serve. Does anyone else want to grab anything from him while he's going around? Busy boy that he is.
I'm just watching the show.
All right. Yeah, you see him just like grabbing bottles, not even looking like, well, he only has one eye to look with, but without even looking, just grabbing the bottles, pouring them into the glass. Like sometimes he has a couple of bottles like within his hands, like it's like gnarled knuckles, and is pouring several drinks at a time, slams the bottles down, shoots them all off across the bar, and keeps going.
Yeah, Lostaroth orders for Kaya, Rose, and Lily. 3 more of those fine fire brandies.
Yeah, got it. And pours from 3 different bottles into each glass and slides them off. Who's grabbing them?
I'm gonna catch.
I'll grab all 3 of them.
You gonna grab all 3 of them? Okay, make a dex check. 22. Yeah, so these are shot glasses coming at you. So you grab one, and then the other 2 are coming along, and you quickly grab another one, and then as the third one comes through the middle, you manage to grab it on top of the other 2, making a little pyramid. As you like, whoa!
And I'm about to reach. You see this look of like disappointment as I'm about to reach out for them, and Kaya just snatches them all up.
Here you go, Lost.
Just one.
You can have all 3. I didn't want one.
Thank you. Lost kind of just starts taking a drink.
Excellent. Okay, so are you guys headed to try to find a table? Are you guys like seating at the bar?
Probably a table.
Yeah, Adeline went to go sit dejectedly at a table if she can find one.
Yeah.
Okay. Herb would see you kind of looking sad and trying to find a table, and he'd be like, "No, come over here." And he takes you over to like a table that has a couple of people at it that look just. There's a dwarf and 2 halflings sat at the table, and he just puts a gold on the table and says, "I think this one's vacant." And they look at it and go, "Yep," and get up and leave with their drinks straight to the bar, obviously.
Adeline just sits down and huff. I didn't catch my wine.
Yes, I noticed. And he casts prestidigitation on you, and so all of the red is like taken out of your clothes. Your hair dries. It's almost like it got conditioned at the same time.
Did anyone see? I thought we couldn't. Not within the city.
In here, we're fine.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank you.
And so after a few minutes, you get a tap kind of on the hip. And as you look down, there is Hisric stood there. And he reaches up and puts another glass of wine on top of the counter. I didn't realize you weren't from here.
I'm kind of more disappointed in myself than anything. I thought I could hang, but I don't think I can hang, as it
Hey,
turns out. I really...
It's all right. It's all right. Everyone has a first time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
And he scuttles away back towards the bar.
Oh, it's sweet. I hate it. Just kidding.
Wow. So, as you guys begin to settle in to Vargrden and the Chubby Pigeon, enjoying your catapulted drinks, that's where we're going to call it tonight. And so we will pick up next week with a full episode in Vargrden, which Stax will be back for, hopefully. You better be. So.
Yeah.
It's his birthday.
Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. Thank you for all the raiders. If you enjoyed our daft silliness that we put on tonight,
All the
please
gifted subs.
Oh yeah, all the gifted subs. They were crazy. All the hype train stuff. Like, thank you so much. That's so cool to see. But if you're here for the first time and you're kind of liking the kookiness, just move that cursor over to that heart icon and just give us a little boop and hit follow. We're a brand new channel, just over our first month of being on the air. On the air? Is that, do you even say that anymore? Did I just age myself?
Maybe.
Anyway, yeah, just hitting the follow button, it helps us a ton as we start to get our content out there. No, these players are awesome and I love them to bits. We will be back on Monday for Legends of Shargal, DM'd by our one and only Diane DeCarlo. That game is going off the rails and I have no idea what's happening, much like most of tonight, and I was running it. So looks like we're going to go and raid Nightheart Gaming.
Yeah, they have a really cool battle mini situation happening.
Oh, sweet. We're jumping into the battle. So as we jump into them, drop some raid emotes from us, drop some swole arms, some runic dice. We have tons of stuff. So just go and throw them all up over their chat and show them some love.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for starting your weekend off the right way with Fables. We have some really cool other stuff that I really want to talk about, but I'm not going to yet, that will be announced soon. So yes, thank you so much. Have an awesome night. Love you all and have a great weekend. Thank you.